Ladies and gentlemen, I now know what wingers are. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. The other fun fact, I mean, like, are you, or me, or is anyone here really surprised? You know what time it is. It's peak lock time, so you know I gotta read it. And I'm excited. We are here for chapter 340, part 1 of chapter 340 of Blue Lock, part 1, No Guard. And I'm very, very excited. Obviously, this is a part 1. I literally read the little apology notice before I even started recording. Due to Yusuke Nomoto Sensei's sudden ill health, this week's chapter of Blue Lock includes the first 10 pages of chapter 340. The rest of the chapter is due to be released on 325. We apologize for the inconvenience and hope you will continue to enjoy reading Blue Lock. I feel so bad for Nomura, dog. Because, like, Nomura's good with the sauce. I've seen, I don't know, it's calmed down a lot. I think it was specifically when the ending of the U20 match that was being animated that was coming out. I think that was like late Neo Aegis League. I saw a lot of Nomura slander for some reason. People are like, oh, Nomura's art style is basic. Nomura's not actually that good. I think y'all think you'll fall too much for the hype moments in Aura. We fall for the hype moments in Aura because Nomura's art is just that goated. Yeah. Does current Blue Lock look better than early Blue Lock? Absolutely. It's called artist progression. I don't know why there's like this little consensus of Nomura slander going around. Like, people were agreeing and be like, yeah, that makes sense. Says all the not sense-making people. What? What y'all? What were y'all? Y'all weren't cooking with gas. Y'all were cooking with trash. Nomura Sensei is like that, and I will take no disagreements about that. But with that being the case, Nomura Sensei is sick, so we're getting half a chapter. But hey, I'm glad we even got half a chapter. I'll take that. And plus, this means this review will probably be shorter than 30 minutes. Yes! So me, editing me, and my computer are all milli rocking right now. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 340, No Guard, part 1. Let's see. The non-stop wait, that's way too gravelly. I was talking like it was the other guy. The non-stop intensity of Japan versus France charges into the second half. Go! All right. Honestly, I'm very interested to see how this hyper offense thing goes. In fact, hold on. Wait a minute. Ooh, I need to thank the individual who enlightened me on what the heck wingers are, because I was genuinely so confused. Man, I feel like if you want the accurate Blue Lock fan experience, you need to Loki watch my reviews, because of course I don't know anything about actual soccer, and thusly I need to be educated literally every week. So, hold on, it's loading. Let me go back so I can properly thank the commenter. Let me see, finally. No. Where is it? Where is it? No. I know it was there. Thank you. Andre J. Kuhn. Alright, let me explain about the wingers. Ren is the forward, which means he's the primary route for goal scoring. Shido and BAROU are wingers, which also makes them strikers, secondary routes for goals. The role of a winger is to bring the ball up and take the shot if possible. Usually they excel in speed and dribbling. BAROU is the left wing because he has a right foot shot zone, which makes it easier for him to hit from the left side. And Shido's ambidextrous, so it doesn't really matter where you put him. The winger label is kind of a misnomer here because BAROU isn't all that fast. Is he not? I guess he isn't. Like, he's not necessarily known as one of the speed archetypes, so I guess that makes sense. BAROU isn't really all that fast. Also doesn't like playing as a target man, and Shido has one dribbling feat in the entire manga, so you think of them as strikers. Kunigami is also a threat with his 40-yard knucklehead shot, or knuckle shot. He's like his 3 decoys to give him space to work with. So, they're wingers. I now know what that means. Thank you, Andre. Genuinely, I don't give... that is one of my most embarrassing no ball moments, like no ball knowledge moments, because it was straight nothing. Like, I reached into the depths of my brain and was like, I have nothing there. So thank you very much. If you ever want to explain soccer terms to me, because I don't know ball, please do. Please do. I know nothing. And maybe like, well, Pencil, couldn't you just look up and maybe watch actual game? Yes. Will I? No. Let's see. Second half kickoff. Ooh, wait a second. Isagi to Karasu desu ka. All right. Let's see. Ooh, and the immediate pass straight off? Okay. So Isagi and Rin don't even go up together. They should give it to Karasu and say, hey, you trying to be number 2 like that. You'll take this ball, broski, and feed us. But let's see. Oh, two things I do want to know. I see a lot of people. I've now seen mixed opinions on Hugo and his whole, like, suitable destiny thing. The one side I'm seeing is, well, no, it still technically makes sense if you apply it through a specific lens and don't go into like the super broad version of it that Hugo talks about and like the grand scheme of life. 'Cause that's really, really bad. Don't go down that rabbit hole. There's the other side of being like, for a guy talking about Suitable Destiny, for how much the features align to him now, he really is underestimating, like unrealistically underestimating the state of the rest of the world to believe he could actually win 4 World Cups. Especially since I've been hearing mixed things on whether or not like this one would count if you were to win this one, but he can still participate in the adult if he's, you know, good enough and they call him for it. But I don't know, man. I am finding myself leaning more with the second half of the fan that's like, you want to talk about unsuitable destiny, Brody? Who you feel like thinking you could surpass an actual legend like that? Obviously, it's the whole idea of like a super big, legendary, girthy, thick. What's wrong with me? But legendary, girthy, thick ego. But I don't know, big dog. That seems a little bit unsuitable for a man like you. The way he is gargantuan. That man is huge. Like at least a smooth 6'4". Let's see. Karasu gets past and immediate. Ooh, smooth with it. Smooth. I love the full body force you can see that comes behind that pass there. Like for Karasu to hit that full like body fold right there, the flexibility is crazy. I love that Nomura now, especially I feel like Nomura has, speaking of his art, despite this only being half a chapter, or even in fact because of this only half a chapter, Nomura has gotten so comfortable with the Blue Lock designs. I'd say overall he's gotten their body types down, he's gotten their general appearances down. Don't get me wrong, there's still an occasional moment here or there where I'm looking at a character and I'm like, Nomura? What is that? Like, don't worry, I still have my moments. But those moments aside, Nomura clearly has gotten this thing down to basically a science. And this has allowed him to really get more and more creative with the angles he draws the characters, the poses that they're in. This Karasu pose is so dynamic, from the way the one arm is thrown back, the squash and stretch with it, the way the other arm flows all the way forward, the leg being sent all the way back as another is pushed into the foreground. It's just so good. Let's see. Karasu and Shido? When have we? No, I don't think we ever. Now that I think about it, I don't think we've ever actually seen this matchup or this team. Well, Karasu was on PXG, but did he actually did he feed Shido? I generally don't. Do I need to reread PXG? I don't think I remember him feeding Shido literally at all. But now we're getting to see these two, because remember these two had a respect and, if not like rivalry, just an understanding with each other all the way back in third selection. Let's see. Boom. Doosh. And Shido. There's 2 of them. Oh, I completely forgot. We're gonna have music note, man, and emoji bed on the field, bro. I said, like, what? Am I supposed to whistle? Am I supposed to hit a note? Like that? I think that's a quarter note. Because I think it's beats, right? So a full note is, a half note would be, and then a quarter note would be. So I'm assuming this is Shido. It's a, but at least I think that's. I don't think it's an 8th note. Actually, that may be an 8th note. Hold on. I haven't studied music in so long. I think that's actually an 8th note. So that'd be even quicker. That'd be half a beat. Hold on. 8th note. Is that an 8th? Is that an 8th? Yeah, it's an 8th note. Hold on, I was wrong about that. Because a quarter note just is the stem. So let's see. Hold on. See, I don't know what it is. I can whistle, but whenever I'm doing like a quick whistle, it doesn't come out well. But he hits that real quick. Oh! Shido? Passing the ball. Instant. Well, to be fair, he's nowhere near the goal zone. But still, crazy. Shido didn't even hesitate. He put Chopper on a leash real quick and said, hold on, take this ball back. And then back to Reo Mikage. Okay, I see him. Interesting motion they got here, too. Especially since it looks like France didn't do any swapping. A lot of the counters that they had before for what used to be the front line, or at least characters who would constantly be on there, they're still here. And obviously, interception-wise, these characters don't likely still work. This guy was the hard counter for Shigiri. This guy was the hard counter for Bachura. But specifically by putting those like counter geniuses up against Metavision users like Karasu and Reo, they're able to exploit their over-centralized focus and use them like this. And this is cool, though. We have this consistent idea of, all right, we're going to pass back, then we're going to pass forward, then we're going to pass back, then we're going to pass forward. Like, it is that the ebb and flow, where the ball is constantly in motion, and you can't really tell if it's going to make progress up or down the field. But let's say Reo passes it right back to Karasu. Karasu traps it. And gets through the double press. I see you, Karasu. Let's see. This half we're striking back. There he did that. Cause get it, cause they're all strikers. I'll see myself out. I'm not see myself out. But let's see. This half, we're striking back. All right, and he's got the metavision active. I see you, Big Rasu. I see you, Big Rasu. Let's see. Interesting. They changed their entire strategy. Yeah, a complete change of formation from before. It's a triangle passing pattern with Tabito Karasu as the crutch. And that actually is interesting. I guess because the main thing with how Karasu operates, and especially if he's operating specifically in this triangle pattern with Shido and Reo, it is the idea that as much as Isagi has been accounted for and locked down, you still can't ignore him, and you can't ignore BAROU, and you can't ignore Rin. like notably, the most passive yet consistent issue of Blue Lock is that if anyone has the ball at their feet, there's like a 50-50 shot. If they're in range, they're gonna go for it. But on top of that, now you have, if even let's say Hugo and friends as a whole completely discounts Isagi, right? Renwar actually caught the ball Isagi shot and was like, man, Isagi's light. BAROU and Rin are still there. And now you're focused on taking down Shido, who's already shown, especially to some members of this team, including Loki and Charles themselves, like, don't let that man free either. So now is a catch-22. Who do you stop? Who, like for any of my fighting games players out there, you'll ever get hit by what you know is going to be an unoptimal combo, because you know if you kept trying to block and then they actually opened you up, you take way more damage. That's literally what this is right here. They need to take the path of least agony, essentially. But let's say, die! Whoa. Bro, Migo. A little bit much. Woosah, deep breaths. Deep breath, brother. Why are you opening with that? Who you feeling like? Dog? Ooh. And saying that to your boy, too, to Charles? How you gonna do Charlie boy like that? Admittedly, he did score on y'all. He did get the first goal in the entire game. But, like, how you gonna do him like that, Big Doe? Yo. First Big Kurasu. Now Big Doe. Now Big Hyo. Like, I don't know. We're gonna keep getting big. But that's not bad. Let's see. Okay, all right. And then they immediately break the four. Wow, that's crazy. They immediately identify the triangle passing pattern between Karasu, Reo, and Shido, only for Shido to pretty much instantaneously disrupt that by adding Hiyori into the mix. And obviously Hiyori has this monstrous Yo. I haven't thought about it, but something about me about to glaze Hiyori's leg instantly hit me with the idea that, man, he's gonna get, like, maybe it's just gonna be to us say we have it home is gonna be better than one. But I'm really, like, Hiyori's role in the games once we get to the elimination stage is gonna be so interesting to see, because he's just say light. He's just say light. He has his own unique things in terms of the whole left foot stuff, but I don't know, man. I'm very interested to see how Hiyori goes once we have Big Papa. Let's see. Well, Little Papa, he's like 5'8", 5'9". He's like the same size as Isagi. Let's see. Let's move. Blue Lock. Okay. I'd say who he's feeling like, but unfortunately, I know exactly who Yo Hiyori's feeling like, and I kind of don't want him to feel like that. It's a little bit scary. Let's see. Okay, Karasu, Reo, Shido, they're all moving. What? They're all rushing in? What? Like, what? Why wouldn't they? Oh, but you know what? That's cool. Now, see, Ego did reach Karasu. That was something that I was going to be interested in. And some people were talking about that in the comments of last week, too. The idea of, like, okay, there's this high likelihood that egoism's philosophy, especially the way Ego is presenting it right now, could actually just fail, right? And there are a lot of people hoping it does fail. But at the same time, obviously, in this battle of ideals, they still need to dive into egoism. And this is it right here, right? This is the difference between how Karasu was playing at the end of the first half versus how he's starting out here in the second half. He's still rushing ahead. They're all rushing in, as Charles notes, because now Karasu is like, well, shoot, if I'm here, I mean, I might as well go for a goal. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, since I'm here, though, let me dive in it. And he's diving in it. So, let's see. Karasu doing the dash, Reo doing the dash, Shido doing the dash. 3 very competent strikers. Let's see. So that's it. The crux isn't just Karasu Tabito. What? I don't know what it is with that. I always read, like, the names invertedly. Like, there's no reason for me to have gone Karasu Tabito there when it's literally listed as Tabito Karasu. Let's see. He and Hiyori Yo are using a double game. Wait, hold on. He and Yo Hiyori. See, once again, I did Hiyori Yo. I don't even know why my brain does that. I have no clue why my brain does that. Let's see. He and Yo Hiyori are using a double game maker system. Essentially, why bother with one kingmaker when you can have two? And very specifically, Karasu and Hiyori they overlap enough thanks to Metavision, and obviously they're just experienced with each other that they know how the other works. While on top of that, they do offer very different utility. So them working together does obviously increase the level of options on the field, but also it very specifically has the two be allowed to operate in unique ways. So once the ball changes feet, you can't just expect the same counter strategy to work against the other while you use it against one, because they're two fundamentally different players. What's it? Karasu's bringing the ball up, and I'm changing my pace. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why is it going straight? Let's see. Karasu's bringing the ball up, and I'm changing the pace as we're attacking up front with our combined ideas. I don't know why Hiyori's voice is not coming to me, but interesting. So Karasu, motion facilitator, Hiyori, pace facilitator. And I guess specifically against France that does work, and consistently changing the pace is good to, it's the whole, I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to act on the assumption that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know what I'm going to do. So I can just go for the first option. And obviously right here, this technically is the first option. Karasu bringing up the ball and supporting the strikers, while Hiyori comes in from behind to also support Karasu and the strikers. So this does technically fit, but obviously it's catching France off guard here. Let's see. Yo. The amount, like, it didn't even hit me that Cam Sagi became real again, bro. But the amount of slander content I saw on Isagi, bro, it tickles my heart. It genuinely tickles my heart. Like, I feel a ventricle popping, bro. The amount of people who are like, yes, the almighty strongest striker in the world has gone back to his true calling as a center attacking midfielder. And ironically, he is there. And that is the role he's playing right now. So I can't, I literally gotta hit. Why are you booing them? They're right. They are genuinely right. He's back there. Obviously, I think this is just temporary, and Isagi can still act as, I believe it's called like a false nine or something. He essentially can still just be a shadow striker, sort of doing what he was doing all the way back since forever, right? Like sneaking in the perfect shadows of others to get those goal opportunities. That's what he can do here. That's part of his replicable goal formula. So maybe that's it. Let's see. That leaves Isagi-kun free behind us. Nice skip, Karasu. But like, you know what though? Honestly, I'm actually shocked that Loki hasn't had a more specific interaction and dynamic with Isagi in particular. The fact that I think this is the first time these two have spoken the entire match. It is interesting to see how Loki doesn't even bring up or hasn't put too much pressure on him. Almost as if he's trying to act coy and cool about the idea of I really don't like to see Isagi die. How dare you call me a pace merchant? I'm more than that. I'm better than that. I'm going with this. Obviously it still did bother him, but it's not bothering him as much that he's only just now voicing because now that he's a threat with the ball. Let's see. Isagi Metavision. He looked down. He raised up. Oh, Isagi, the allegations, bro. And admittedly, I know maybe a solid, I'll say 75%. I'll say a solid 75% of individuals do know that Isagi is still going to presumably be the number one striker, and also do know that we're having fun when we slander center attacking midfielder Isagi. But at the same time, bro, the levels of slander I've seen it reach, is genuinely hilarious, yet in the most heartbreaking way, bro. As an Isagi fan, it's agony, but it's hilarious agony. Let's see. Rin! Here comes a surprise combo. No drink, no bad. No drink, no bad. Let's see. Egoists 1-2 pass. All right, yeah. So they're not even just mixing up in terms of the initial core three, but even Isagi and Rin are now working together to essentially overcome Loki's Godspeed, which is interesting Loki, I've seen a lot of people say Loki seems to have been nerfed this game. And I don't know, he still hasn't sweat even a little bit. You can, in fact, I know sweat scaling isn't a thing, but, let me get into it a little bit. You can see Sagi Yoichi is sweating from using Metavision, just acting out like this. Rin, game just started. Look at him, he's already dripping. And then look at Loki. He's like literally bone dry. I don't know why we say bone dry, well, I guess once you clean a bone and there's nothing left. I was about to say, our bones are like in our bodies, which are always wet. But that aside, we see Loki go to abuse his speed, right? And I say he's not sweating because I don't think he's trying. This may be an instance of trying because he's actually engaging. He says, too slow. You're still in range. And he immediately links up to and catches Isagi, right? Just the idea of, yeah, Isagi's he ain't really going to be allowed free reign here, at least seemingly. That's crazy to think about. Well, not necessarily too crazy. It makes more sense. Loki actually being able to directly compete and outdo Isagi sounds legit. Let's see. Now, for one more surprise connection. Hey, what I say? Oh, that's the end of the chapter. All right. But, oh, and look, this chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, we made it. That's all I got. But we made it. We made it all the way to the end of the chapter with it being less than 30 minutes. Yes, sir. Let's see. Come on, hungry lion. Time to get nasty. Hey, yo. But regardless, calm little. W half a chapter. I do like seeing the different formation in action proper. I like seeing the hyper offense format. I do like the idea that now that everyone can't just score, but is also like really good at scoring right now, to see France like struggle to react at first and deal with it. I do like seeing Karasu and Hiyori work together. Like, obviously, I just think it is now at this point, one of the coolest, and dare I say, well, I feel like still, it'll be a while before it's one of the most iconic, but still, one of the coolest duos of all in Blue Lock. Great to see them work together. And even Isagi, even though he is, center attacking midfielder right now, and he is supporting the striker, I do like that ultimately Loki's like, these dreams, they're not feasible, bro. And he immediately comes in to shut them down with his deific speed, leading to BAROU, right? Is this idea that Loki's light was shining so brightly, the shadow he cast was BAROU itself, and that is beautiful. So, if you made it all the way through this review, please do me a favor and leave man to man in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that little notification so you don't miss out on any news that come to the channel. Also, you can have a page down below. You support me for as low as $1. Come on, no money. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month and get the same perks and more. So those perks include live reactions to other series and review, ad variations of all my videos, early free access to all my videos, early free access to not just all my videos here on the main channel, but on the second channel that got the reaction. Link in the description down below. Along with the fact that if you are a $3 member, $3 picture or higher, you get your name listed read aloud at the end of every single video. And of course, I do my Twitch down below, where you can drop brain. Twitch down below. That got the controller. Roll through. We have a wonderful time there. We yap, we chat, we have a good time. And then, of course, I do have the Ko-Fi. You know, 5 minutes for a short video, 20 minutes for a long video, any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. I want to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off. Alright, lady, thank you to our sketch team members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Bura Ura, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, The Boy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Dino, Tim Thomas, Kaving, OrXN, Logan Guzman, Dead Meme, Keon Stewart, Donovan McIntosh, DNA, Edwin Ingbi Straw, Antavius Mitchell, Superflame Zero, Weary Exile, Alex Kenny, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Jagoda, Plant Crone, Striker Man, Brendan Payne, Black Sage, Multi-Batman Superman, Zalims, Joe B, Sleepin' John, The Young Family Pastel Pandora, Mo City King DKG, and Dream Bonnet, Akolade Babatunde, Romano Furin, Sky XT, Victor Jacobs, Axis XC, Osin Tabwit BDM, Kingly, at JDog2656, Union Eye, Marisol Boyd, Funny Dude, Benzi Shear, Magic, Sino King, Sheesh King, Aswin Hedi Prasetya, JMB KD, and CCC. Then, let's give a thank you to our line art tier patrons, A+A, Dread Zoen, Kevin Encarnacion, Lil Kodo, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then, let's give a thank you to our Ink tier member, Shrimpo the 4th Shrimp 06. Then, let's give a thank you to our digital art tier members, J Warrior and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons, Walking Minnows, and Ernesto 430.